Okay, so I just want to go in and do a little bit more with the rendering here. I'm just going to grab this and let's go into the material attributes. Grab this mesh here, and I've got the standard surface on. And, you know, I could talk about going into the specular and playing with the roughness and the IOR. You'll notice these little drop downs here. You can get like a skin IOR set up, and you can play with the roughness a little bit. You could even just go and flip to the presets, and if you go skin, replace, whoop, changes all your settings. And now when you render, you got the subsurface scattering on. Okay, and if I look down here, oh, and again, we're rendering, so everything starts going really slow. Okay, we got this kind of weird pinky kind of skin. When you go to the subsurface color, you can change this as well. Here, I'm gonna stop that and go down here. And there's a couple different types of skin. Okay, and I'll give you some different colors here. And so when I render, I don't know how I feel about that radius color being so kind of like a yellowish thing going on, which is kind of weird. You could just go and click on this and pick yourself out another color. Here, I'm just gonna stop this again because it's just lagging. Okay, come on, boop, there we go. And what I'm going to do first here is where it says subsurface color, I'm just going to go and put in a file texture. I already hit that to stop. Okay, and when I go in here, I'm going to go and find myself a file texture and go browsing, and I've done a bunch of stuff. I've been playing around with things here. Let's go and do this one. Okay, open, and this is just a really rough job here, but it should do what we want. And I'll throw on UDIMs and generate a preview. Okay, I've got a color space sRGB, and if I go back here, I got that in. Let's just see what it looks like. And I'm gonna pause right here while it runs. Actually, it's going relatively quickly. Okay, I don't have to pause and freak out. Okay, so we got a few issues. Now the textures coming in is really noisy. Let's see. One of the first things we're going to notice is it kind of got that weird yellow tinge in here. I'm going to stop this for a second. Yellow tinge, I don't like that. If I go to the radius, what I'll do is typically go in and hit the little eyedropper, and we'll find part of this that's a little bit kind of more along what's going on with the texture in here. I might even bring in the texture. That's not what I wanted. Let's go and hit this. And if we go to textures, we find this thing. I'm just going to drag this down in here so I can see it. And how close can I get to it? Not that close, of course. And if I go back here and go and get the little eyedropper out again, and I'll pick out there. I like that one. A little bit darker. Kind of maybe even go and adjust this. Come on. Come on. There. Whenever I'm recording, it always does this. Okay. And I'll call that good enough. Just do a quick test and see what that looks like. Maybe I brightened that up too much. Okay, we're still seeing a lot of noise on here. And actually, it did tone this down a little bit. Didn't make it so light in here. But I can still see this kind of red coming through here that I just put on it. One of the problems here is this light. The light is, whoop, if I go into, there's a little section down here for visibility, the SSS pattern. So when I press play and we let it render for a moment, and maybe I should even have it, get this so I can get the cropping feature here. So if I go in and I just crop out this little area so you can see it. Okay, it's going to stop right there. Great. So the subsurface scattering that's coming from that backlight, maybe we don't want that on the rim light. So if I go in here and on the rim light I turn down the SSS, there, it gets rid of that. And so now we just got that highlight from the light You see it barely across here. I should probably end up dialing it up a bit. Or actually, I can even control it though. I can bring this up until I get kind of what I'm looking for. A little bit of a highlight, but not too much. Okay. Okay, so that's not bad. I'm going to stop this again. So we got this texture on here. Something else is we're getting a lot of noise. So I'll move this thing over here. Maybe change the size of it. Lots of noise. And when I go into the material here, if I look, I don't see anything that says samples. I can't see any sampling or anything like that. Also, I might do one other trick. I used to do this, and I don't know if I still should. If I plug this into the color and I bring this up, it's not really going to affect it. Once you turn off the turn on subsurface scattering, it overrides this thing. But sometimes you dial back the subsurface so it's not so intense, you can start to blend these two together. But I think I'm still going to end up with noise. Lots of noise. If you want to get rid of some of this noise, if I go into the render settings here, in the Arnold render settings, we got SSS. And I might have to dial this up a couple. Don't want to go up too much more, maybe 4 or 5, just to dial it up and see. You don't want to drag it all the way up. And if you're having any problems, maybe in the advanced features, no, it's ray depth. Down in here, I might have to increase my total here if I've got like some transmission, but actually that's cleaning that up pretty nicely with the SSS here going up to 5. That seems a little heavy-handed. You got to figure out what you need for that. Okay, so that's not looking so bad. And one more thing I'm gonna do. Let's just close this down. Close this down. Let's see, we got a key light, we got this rim light. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this rim light and I'm gonna make a duplicate. And with the duplicate, I'm gonna go to panels. Come on. Look through selected. Whoop. And I'll stop this thing for a second. And okay, so I'm looking through here with the rim light, and I thought I just hit stop on this, but it's lagging. There we go, it stopped. Okay, so now I can look through my rim light. If I want to, I'll just go in here and grab a face and I'll hit F and frame it there. And I just want to have another light that's on this back ear over here. Okay, looking through, zoom out a bit, and, oh, you bastard. Okay, there we go. We'll call that good. Actually, I might go over this way just a bit. And I'm going to put on this render again. And there, we're getting some SSS value. I'm just going to go into the attribute editor and see if that clicks up anytime soon. Okay, I'm going to have to stop that there, and I think it's this one. And if I bring the SSS value up again, okay, so now it's way too hot and heavy. So we'll go up here. This is so embarrassing how slow this is. Everything just lags. But if I just go in, maybe I'll turn down the intensity. Okay, what if I go and I bring down the exposure? No, too much. Where's that spot? I just want a little bit of a glow, not too much. It looks like right around here someplace. Okay, just to get that extra little feature, like there's a backlight back here that's popping this up a little bit. And here, let's just turn this thing. Oh, no, if I go over here, whoop, turn that off. And just trying to think if there's anything else in here I should do. I'll give this a pause and let it finish doing its thing. Okay, so the render's finished. And one other thing I should mention too, the key light, I went in and I changed the samples of the light to also get rid of noise as well. So there's still a little bit here and there, but I don't want to render it again right now. So I hope that helps. Anyway, I'm going to stop here.